Thought I'd talk about falling in love as an altered state, as specifically its relation to madness. What does it mean to fall in love? Can anybody fall in love? Or are some people incapable of it? What exactly has to happen in order to fall in love? What is this phenomenon that distinguishes the notion of falling from other kinds of loving, even other sexual kinds of loving? So the first thing I think that we need to consider about that question is that the word love is imprecise. It can mean a lot of different modes of feeling in a variety of relationships, and it may not even connote a feeling at all. Is the love a mother feels for her child, for example, the same as a young man feels for his first motorcycle? Is the love of God the same as the love for a sexual partner, or the love of food? Is the love for oneself the same as the love for sunsets or the cinema? And what about the drug experience? Don't drugs elicit feelings that we associate with intense and unremitting pleasure or equanimity? Don't we sometimes take drugs to approximate the feeling of love that is missing in our lives? Clearly, all these experiences are not the same, and the feelings we associate with them, even if we say we love every one of them, are distinct. What we call falling in love is first and foremost a sexual experience, compounded by an intense emotional connection with the person in question. There are other non-sexualized ways of loving, but none of those occasion falling in love. Enjoying sex with someone, however, in and of itself, isn't necessarily a catalyst for falling in love. Great sex is pleasurable, but not necessarily complemented by a feeling of love. Love and sex aren't synonymous, but they enjoy a privileged, if mysterious, relationship. The minimum requirement for falling in love is the integration of physical, sexual attraction and a profound, loving connection with another person. So what are the signs that you're falling in love? Say you meet a person you're attracted to. You spend an evening together and feel this amazing connection to that person. One thing leads to another, and you spend the night together making love. You feel this is the most wonderful sexual experience that you've ever had and don't want the night to end. The first sign that you're falling in love is that you cannot bear being separated from this person. This turns out to be an essential prerequisite for knowing that you're in love. Love seeks proximity and demands it. You want to be with this person all the time. You cannot bear being separated, and when you are, you think of this person constantly. Another sign that you're falling in love is that you become obsessed with this person. You can't get them out of your mind. This is a mental way of achieving proximity when you're separated. Proximity and obsession feed on each other. This is the second sign that you're in love. Yet a third sign that you're falling in love is an extraordinary feeling of happiness. If you never felt happy before, you feel it now. Your life is completely different and everything has changed. Whatever problems you are struggling with, whether financial, your living situation, a terrible job, or graduate school you feel trapped in, doesn't matter. You're happy, and all because this person has come into your life. You not only want to be close to this person, to touch them, kiss them, caress and hold them, you want to be with them forever. This is the fourth sign that you're in love. You want this love to last. This is how Plato defined love more than 2,000 years ago. Love is a desire that you want to preserve in perpetuity. Otherwise, you're just as happy to go on to the next person, and the one after that, and so on, which is what people who cannot fall in love do. After all, variety is the spice of life, isn't it? Well, when you're in love, variety is not the spice of life. Variety is out, perpetuity is in. Isn't this why we invented marriage? To hang on to this person for dear life. Maybe you felt this way for someone, and maybe you haven't. But let's say that you have. What if this person you're in love with isn't in love with you? Or what if that person falls out of love with you and ends the relationship while you're still in love with them? How do you feel about that? Compassionate? Indifferent? Amused? Not on your life. You feel like you've just fallen off a cliff. You want to die. This is when you're thinking, thank God for drugs. But drugs don't really help all that much. After all, we're talking about unrequited love, the experience that Sigmund Freud said is the most painful feeling there is. In other words, rejection sucks, and none of us take it so well. Now your life has no meaning, and you can't understand how such a thing could have happened. Even when you saw it coming, as we often do. And you thought you were obsessed with this person when you were in love with each other. Now you really know what it's like to be obsessed with someone. Night and day, every day, without respite. And how long are we capable of being obsessed with the person who rejected us? Some people never get over it. They've been stuck in it all their lives and can't find a way out. Then there's the question of judgment. Everyone knows that goes out the window the moment you fall in love. Ordinarily, we exercise at least a modicum of judgment when weighing the virtues of another person. What kind of person, for example, would you enter into a business relationship with? Or loan money to? Or embrace as a confidant? Or a mentor that you trust with your life? Falling in love, all such sentiments go out the window as you impulsively put yourself at the mercy of a person who, for all you know, would just as soon cut off your head and eat you for breakfast. Judgment and love are incompatible. Yet we would put our lives on the line for such a person. Yes, you probably have to be mad to fall in love. But what kind of madness are we talking about? Is this the kind we should avoid, or a madness we should pursue because it epitomizes the best that life has to offer? These are only some of the questions I want to explore this morning. I'll begin with a quote from Janet Malcolm, the psychoanalytic author and critic. This is quoting Malcolm. According to Freud, our personal relationships are a messy tangle of misapprehensions. At best, an uneasy truce between powerful, solitary systems. Even romantic love is fundamentally solitary and has at its core a profound impersonality. The concept of transference destroys faith in personal relations and explains why they are tragic. We cannot know each other. Now, if Malcolm is correct in this dark assessment of the human condition, why is Freud's